What's up, Everyday Blades? So, this knife I've had probably a week. And normally, when I get in a great knife, I at least do like, not really an unboxing, but I'll show it the first day I get it. I'm so excited about it. I just want to show you guys and tell you my first thoughts on it. This knife, I wanted to experience it a little bit. Wanted to carry it and use it. It's been in my pocket every day since I've gotten it. We're remodeling our lake house. I've carried it over there and used it. Not super hard used it, but used it pretty regular. My very first impressions, when I first saw the knife in pictures and video, my first impression was I will really like that knife. It looks like a knife I will like. But then I had some members of the group tell me, hey, that knife's too small for you. You're not going to like it. And man, when somebody tells you that in a knife this expensive, you're kind of hesitant to get it. So I finally had the opportunity to pick one up. And I decided that I wanted to try it regardless. Because there are some smaller knives that I like. When I got it in my hand, the very, very first thing you notice is it's built amazingly well. The fit and finish is insane. But you expect, the blade is super thin. It's ground thin all the way out here to the tip, which is unusual, and it's wonderful. Things that attracted me to it, like the thumb hole opening, that's my favorite deployment mechanism. I love the golf pattern milling. I mean, that's just very, very pleasing to me. The flush hardware, the simple milled pocket clip. Everything about this looks like a knife that I would really, really like. And then I get it in my hand and I'm like, wow, it weighs nothing. I mean, nothing. It feels like there's no way that that's titanium. Like this is some space age material because it's got extensive deep milling inside of it. So that's awesome. I put it in my hand and the ergonomics are insane. I mean, it's like they custom made this knife for my hand. Just feels good. And I'm a guy I don't think there's a knife I have that I spidey flick, right? I don't think there's one that I can't. I'm just not a guy that does that. But with this knife, a 3-year-old could spidey flick. It's just so effortless. It's running on bearings. I've seen several people, not several people, I've seen a few people say, man, it's so ugly. Why would you want that? Man, to me, that is a good looking knife. I don't, they said it's so plain. I said, man, that's what I like about it. Simple perfection. And that's what I think it is simple perfection. I really, 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 really like this knife. This is the best knife I've ever had in my hands. Hands down. Nothing even comes close. My second favorite knife is which has been my favorite knife for a long time, is still the Grimsmo Raskin. It's an amazing knife. It's just not quite in the league of this one. And they're bringing ridiculous prices. I mean, I hate it. I hate that someone has to pay what they have to get this, like double table price. I hate that, but it's something that's unavoidable, right? There's no way around it. There's no logical fix for it. It's a small guy making small batches, and that's probably the reason they're so amazing. I mean, the attention to detail is insane. I haven't heard of anybody having a problem with these, right? And my favorite way to deploy is just to grab it with 2 fingers, pull it out, and just roll it out. That's how I open it when I'm using it. Spidey flick it every now and then if I'm showing it to someone. But, in real world situations, I don't do that if I'm using a knife. I just roll it out with my thumb. And this one just feels so good. So I liked it so much, I actually bought another one. I have it on the way. A friend of mine sold it to me. I wanted two of them because they're so hard to get. If I had the chance to get one, I wanted to get another one. Now I'm gonna have to sell several other knives to pay for it because I don't have the budget to buy two Rosies. I don't have the budget to buy one. I have to sell knives to pay for it. But if, let me put a big caveat to this. If, not just if you can afford it, if it's not gonna hurt your finances. If you have knives you can sell, which is pretty difficult right now, and buy this knife, I don't think you'll be disappointed. If you like the things that I've discussed today, you will not be disappointed. I'm not disappointed what I paid. I paid about double table price, and I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm not happy about it. I'm okay with it because I understand there's just no fix to it. There's no way around it. So let's look at some size comparisons for those of you that haven't handled one. Rat 2. Nope, let's do a Rat 1. Build them together. So it is a smaller knife. I mean, it's like a 3-inch blade. You can look up the specs if you want to. I think size comparisons are the best way to tell the size of a knife. And actually seeing it in someone's hands. I have, 2XL gloved hands, and I don't think it's not a tiny knife to me. I mean, I love the Koenig Mini Goblin, and it's smaller than this. Or it felt smaller anyway. Here's the Para 3. I mean, someone telling me that I wouldn't like it because it's too small. Well, I like the Para 3 a lot, and it's about the same size. It's actually wider and feels more robust in my hand. I think they got the size absolutely perfect. Most of the times I get a knife and I wish they had a bigger one or wish they had a smaller one. And a lot of times if they do have a bigger one and a smaller one, neither one of them are quite in the size that I want. It's just not. We're all hunting that perfect knife, right? That's kind of what we do in this thing. We're looking for that perfect knife. This is as close as I've gotten. I'm not gonna call it the perfect knife. Something else will come out next year better than this, but I tell you what, I haven't found anything that checks as many boxes as this for me. I put it easily on the level of Shirogorov, Grimsmo, Koenig. But if I put them in line, I'm putting this at the top by 2 or 3 spare notches. It's that much better. It's got the action of a Koenig. It weighs nothing. It feels amazing. To me, it looks amazing. And they've improved. The newer model you get, the higher the number is, better the knife. Because he's made improvements along the way. And this one is in Magna Cut. I don't think anybody can argue that's a bad steel, but he hasn't made them in any bad steels. I'm excited to get the other one and check it out. It's a little older model. I can't hardly Spidey flick anything. This one's built to Spidey flick. Not that that's a measure of buying something, but. All right, a lot of people wanted my opinion on it. And have asked me my opinion and wanted me to do a video, and there it is. I don't have a negative thing to say about it, other than the price is tough. It's just not gonna be obtainable for some people, and that's fine because there's a million great knives out there. This is an upper end enthusiast knife. This knife won't do anything that most of the other knives won't do. Just feels a little better and looks a little better doing it. Guys, thanks for watching. God bless you and your families. Say a prayer for our country. Good night.